And I whispered, "Hello, beautiful." And I actually felt a bit emotional. Hey, beautiful ones. Welcome to week 4 of our Gaia Foundation month. Let's take a deep breath in together. Just to arrive. This is our final week of Gaia, grounding foundations and just making things stick. Quick check-in. How's your breathing right now? Is your belly soft? Your shoulders are down? Last week, we worked with breath awareness, boundaries, and expanded self-care. This week is where it all integrates. Body as temple and daily habits that become automatic. Oh, we've got a monkey. Life in the jungle. This week, I caught myself in the mirror after practice. And for the first time in years, I didn't look away and subconsciously start to kind of criticize myself. I just looked and I remembered that this body has grown 2 humans. These hands have soothed tears. These legs have carried me through hard years and brought me all the way to this point in my life. And I whispered, "Hello, beautiful." And I actually felt a bit emotional because I realized how long it's been since I spoke to my body like she's sacred. So week 4's theme is simple. Your body is not a machine. She's a temple, the earthly home of a goddess. And in our sisterhood, real life showed up as well. I want you to know that this isn't about perfect transformation, this course. In the sisterhood this week, I've seen real life diagnoses, panic attacks, parenting exhaustion, messy houses, cancelled plans. And what's held it all together is love, not judgment. So that's part of the medicine, being witnessed in your humanity while you keep showing up. So week 4, what to do, just a quick summary. We're keeping it simple and we're keeping it daily, as we've discussed in the previous modules. Daily movement, consistency over intensity. Move every day, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes. Dancing counts, stretching counts, walking counts. Ask yourself, does this help me feel more connected to my body? 2, nourishment. We are becoming conscious, not perfect. So no guilt spirals. There's no sugar police. So add 1 or 2 goddess foods daily. I mentioned quite a few in the book, like blueberries, avocados, lentils, cacao, turmeric. Just pick what's realistic. And the goal is reprogramming. I deserve vibrant nourishment, not I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. 3, protein focus, especially for women over 40. In this module, I share a guideline of around 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for women over 40 to support muscle, hormones, mood, and healthy aging. Plant-based options, you get quinoa, lentils, nuts and seeds. Greek yogurt is not a plant-based option, but a very good option as a pick. And then if you eat animal products, then quality really matters, like wild-caught fish, free-range eggs, etc. Quality really matters. 4, sleep as sacred practice. Less scrolling and blue light before bed. Consistent wind-down routine every night, 30 minutes before you go to sleep. Keeping your room cool and dark if you can. And remember, sleep happens in cycles, about 90 minutes per cycle. And sometimes 7.5 hours feels better than 8 hours because you wake up at the end of a cycle. 5, your joy practice. Schedule joy like it matters, because it does. Pleasure, creativity, nature, music, laughter. This is nervous system medicine, not a reward that you earn. Medicine. 6, holistic health with responsibility. So I'm a big believer in lifestyle plus nervous system regulation, supporting your health. So if you're on medication, don't stop suddenly. Work with your doctor while you add supportive habits. Think nutrition, movement, sleep, stress reduction, boundaries, reducing substances that flatten you, community, and professional support where needed. 7, medical care as self-love. If you've been avoiding checkups like dental or your eyes, gynecologist, breast exam, general health. Consider this as part of your temple maintenance and see if you can try and schedule them in this week. 8, vibration of food. So this chapter or module also touches on the idea that food has an energetic quality. And you don't have to take this as a belief system. You can treat it as a simple question. After I eat this, do I feel clearer, steadier, more alive, or foggy and heavy? The goal isn't perfection, it's just consciousness. So the science behind ritual and ceremony as symbolism for skeptics. I want to speak to the part of you that's curious and also the part of you that's like, okay, Janelle, I've never really been into rituals and spirituality that much. So how do I go about this? So here's the grounded truth. Ritual works because your brain learns through repetition, emotion, and symbolism, not just logic. When you do a ritual, you're combining focused attention, so you're training your mind to hold one intention, sensory cues like candlelight, scent, music, movement, these anchor your memory. Emotion plus meaning. Emotion tells the brain this matters. And repetition. That's how habits form and neural pathways strengthen. So even if you don't believe in anything mystical, you can still see ritual as applied psychology. It interrupts autopilot, it makes your intention memorable, and it turns I want to change into I did something physical that marks this change. And here's where the symbolism comes in. Again, you don't have to believe, just understand how the mind works. Earth, water, fire, and air, and spirit are basically a human way of organizing experience. Earth is grounding, stability, the practical, what am I building? Water equals emotion, release, intuition. Fire is transformation, courage, and momentum. Air is clarity, breath, perspective, and communication. And spirit is meaning, connection, the part of you that knows you're more than survival mode. Using them in ritual is like giving your nervous system a clear map. This is what we are doing today. Color symbolism works because the subconscious responds to association. Green for growth and healing, red for life force and courage, white for cleansing and new beginnings, and black for release or protection, gold for confidence and clarity, and so on. It's not about superstition. It's about using visual language to communicate with the deeper or unconscious mind. Symbolism, the circle, is a psychological cue of safety and wholeness. I'm contained, I'm protected, I'm here. That alone can shift your nervous system into a more regulated state, which makes change easier. So yes, it is spiritual and it's also brain-based. That's why it works. Also, just to mention that at the end of this week, you'll have an end of Gaia ritual, moon ritual, to seal month 1, to honor what you've built and to plant grounded intentions for month 2 as we step toward Durga, the warrior goddess. And just take a second to acknowledge this. If you've made it to week 4, you've already done something very powerful. You're building a foundation that can actually hold the rest of this journey. So if you want to share in the comments what's one thing your body has done for you that you're grateful for, not how she looks, but how or what she's carried you through. Thank you for staying and watching. And I'll see you in month 2.